Hello, it's a beautiful morning here in Cebu, and today we're just gonna talk about, I don't know, we will be talking about different things. I mean, how's life? For us here in Cebu, we just had another earthquake last night. Not last night. It's like at 1:06 a.m. Imagine a lot of people were sleeping already, and then they have to wake up because they need to go out because there's an earthquake. Especially those living in buildings, and of course our industry, like the call center industry, it's in the middle of their workday, and mauna, and they experience something that sometimes they need to evacuate, or part of the protocols, manaog sila, and a lot of people felt it. So I guess imagine yourself working on the 23rd floor and you felt an earthquake, diba? And you've been experiencing earthquake in the past week, diba? It would probably scare you, definitely scare you. And that's another thing about this earthquake, because it has some kind of mental effect, diba? May fear ba, mahadlok ka matog, you're scared to do things, you're scared to be in a top floor of a building when you feel the shaking. So it's an interesting time, and then I guess it will definitely affect a lot of people. And sometimes we don't have enough, we don't typically go to psychiatrists or psychologists. So we normally carry that mental health burden, or that emotional, or psychological burden to ourselves. And that's something that we haven't looked at. Maybe some people are doing stress debriefing in places like Bugo, but I would say, I think those working in call centers who's been somehow affected by the earthquake should have some kind of psychological help, if you need one, out there available, diba? So traffic in a Monday morning is quite okay. Surprisingly, what about free and easy? Surprisingly, I would say, because they cancel classes, and I guess so kids right now have no classes or face-to-face classes. And that's also another thing to look at, because going to school, we're back to, let's say, modular or even online, and it's a challenge for many. And especially if the kids also experience earthquakes, diba? Not all kids are made the same. There are people, or kids who in a way emotional, but they would feel something, diba? They're scared, they feel that the earthquake affects them. And I guess that's a reality na we can just easily dismiss. It's so easy to say keep calm. It was just, let's say, we will say it's just an aftershock, or it's just nothing. You can easily dismiss it, because not everyone is built that way. Yeah, like before in our generation, I guess you're expected to say, yeah, well, you you shake it off, as the song say, but you can't easily shake off this kind of things, especially in your head. We live now in a time where mental health is something that is not taken for granted. Even little things like bullying, diba, mga ingana ba, na we it's now an issue. We are so concerned about it. Even now when you make comments, we had a viral photo way back, I mean last week, during October 10 earthquake, and there was a lady who was dressed nicely in Kimonda IT center, and a lot of guys are commenting about Miss Earthquake 2025 or duck cover and hold my hand. So there, it was made in jest, but somehow it was, for the person involved, it was quite embarrassing. Prompting to request that they requested original pictures be taken down in Sunstar, and of course in my post I also took it down because it's true. Sometimes it's easy for photographers to take photos of people, especially during those vulnerable times. But we should be mindful sometimes that it could lead to some kind of, in a way, probably for them it's like some kind of harassment, some kind of and even in others, there were other pictures there that end up like body shaming or some subtle form of cyberbullying, because people, we live in a time that we can just access photos, and then I'm thinking that we have the the right to comment and sometimes people are trying to outdo each other to say the more wittier comment, as if we get a prize when we get. Yeah, I guess a lot of people think is that they get a prize for what you call it. Oh my goodness, it's closed. Gihapon day today. We'll see. I'll get a prize for getting the best comment of the day. But oh well. We have to take a U-turn. Okay today. Oh well. There are people really who think so. And it's funny sometimes, but it's funny, but it's not funny to the person who's in the picture. And we have to be mindful of that also. Now sometimes we love to make fun of people, but these people are just ordinary people, or who didn't expect that their pictures get made fun of. Yeah, so before, malipay man mo, we get pitik, right? Mapitikan ta. Mapitikan. But some moments, mapitikan ta or mapicturan could lead to some vile comments, and that's quite sad sometimes. There's a flooded area here. So it's a vile, we have to refrain making those kind of vile comments, because it's not, let's say it's not good. Why is that police car here? It's not even good, but sometimes it's really, you don't know how it affects these people, especially public figures. Public figures, I think, they problema na, but although sometimes you can really create mga content sometimes that you get sued also, like what that blogger did to the headshot, quote unquote, case. So anyway, Mona, we have to think about the mental health issues and the psychological effects of our actions during this time, and we have to think that it's not a normal time. A lot of people are dealing with some form of psychological effect of the earthquake, and hopefully we'll be mindful of that. Hopefully we will yeah, take that into consideration before we make comments. We make fun of people, because it might hurt. It might hurt, and especially this time, maybe subtle things like gamay ra na. You think it's no big deal, but it could be a big deal, especially during a time when everybody's being affected with life-threatening events. Di ba, mga act of God events like earthquake na kinahanglan we have to be mindful of each other's situation and feelings. Na it's not simple, unlike before maybe, but now it's not simple because a lot of things are going on with the minds, in our minds, in our emotional state. We don't know, because those people, especially those who came there at Kimonda, they might have a case, or some people were getting married that got delayed. Imagine on your wedding day, just imagine your wedding day, it's disturbed or got delayed by an earthquake. Imagine what's in your mind. You've been preparing for this big day. You've been ready, trying to be emotionally ready. Then suddenly there's an earthquake. Just before your ceremony or during your ceremony. That's gonna be that's tough. Somehow you don't know. I don't know how to react to it, because you don't know even how to react to it, right? Because a lot of emotions are involved. A lot of things in your head, even in your body, you're thinking about things, diba? You suddenly ano ba, till death do us part, basig ba till death do us part, yun mo ba? So that's why we should refrain from making fun of people, because we don't know what they're thinking of. We don't know. We have to take care of each other at this moment. So at this time, why not? While we can try to be funny still as our coping mechanism, but maybe not to the expense of someone. We can be witty on our own situation, but but hopefully not to the expense of someone. And thank you so much for watching, guys. We're here at the South Coastal Road, Cebu South Coastal Road, South Road Properties, and let's keep on praying, keep strong, and I don't know, we can always say keep calm, but let's just cope the way we wanna cope and be kind to each other. Thank you so much. Bye.